Welcome to the Rebellion Brewing Podcast. I'm your host, Matthew Barton. Today, I feel lucky because I get to sit down with Jennifer Dubois from Miyowasiwin Salon Spa. She told me she doesn't actually drink beer, so we're going to do today with a bit of a twist. I stopped by Desert Sweets on 13th Avenue in the Cathedral District, and I picked up a selection of artisanal root beers and cream sodas that are a little bit hard to find anywhere else. This isn't your standard Coke and Pepsi, so I hope you'll find something new to taste. Jen, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. Very happy to be here.
How's it going?
Good. Yes, very good.
It's a nice hot summer day.
It is. It's beautiful outside, definitely.
So you ready to tuck in some soda?
Yes, for sure.
Okay, so you said you wanted to try the Cheerwine first?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Cheers.
All right. Cheers.
It's a very cherry aroma.
It smells really good. I like that.
Very bubbly.
Yeah.
Super cherry.
Yeah, you can really taste the cherry.
I was talking about this a little bit earlier with my wife. Cheerwine is very big in the South. Super popular. A lot of people recall back to their childhood. Mm-hmm. Have you had this one before?
No, I haven't.
Do you think you'd have it again?
Yes. Oh, yeah. I like this.
I don't think I like it.
You don't like it?
I'm not big on cherries. It's not that it's bad. I just don't think it's for me.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I don't mind this at all.
Okay, well, I'm going to give that one to you. You take that for later. And we got a second one here. It's called American Root Beer. I think it's this cup. Oh, yeah. American Root Beer. Very classic aroma.
I think I compare everything to A&W.
A&W?
Right? Like,
it's a very classic.
Who hasn't had A&W root beer?
I think half the fun is with the frosted mugs.
Mm-hmm. It's okay.
Less creamy than A&W?
Yes.
It's got more of that herbaceous root character. I like it.
I don't mind it. I think I like the cherry better.
Nice. Okay, I'm going to keep this one for me then because I really love this one. Okay, and the third one, we're going very quick here, is called Hippo size jumbo root beer. You ready to dig her?
Yeah.
Cheers. We're very quick here. If this was beer, we'd be in trouble.
I like the smell of this one.
Super pleasant, kind of vanilla and sugar.
Oh, I like this one.
It's like sweet and very kind of classic root beer, but it doesn't have a bite.
I don't know if it has like a licorice smell to it. I don't know what that is, but I like it.
I think you're right.
Right?
Yeah.
Kind of like licoricey.
But not a rank licorice, a kind of a laid-back, subtle.
I really like that. I love licorice. Black licorice is like
that's your
one
jam?
of my favorite. Yeah. I like bitter stuff. I'll drink like black coffee, or not always black coffee, but yeah, the bitter taste of licorice and dark chocolate.
Dark chocolate?
Yeah. My kids hate it, but I love it because then that means there's more for me.
I dig that one. Yeah, that would go well with like a nice big steak. Say you wanted to abstain from having a little bit of wine or a little bit of maybe a stout or something like that. Tuck in one of those would be nice.
Yes, I'll have to go pick some of those up.
Desert Sweets.
I love they have great stuff there.
It's so much fun to walk around and look at all the stuff they've got. It is just
like a kid again. Remember all the candies that you used to eat when you were young.
Have you seen? They've also got like a Muammar Gaddafi soda. They have a Jimi Hendrix soda. I was really tempted to pick those up, but they weren't in the cooler, so.
Yeah, you want to get something cool.
I didn't want to give you warm soda to drink.
Yeah. No, this is good.
They've also got a really cool Pez collection. If you look across the roof on all the beams.
That's right. They do. We still get Pez sometimes for the kids.
My little guy saw the Star Wars Pez. He's like, "Dad, you should buy that." I don't think that one's for sale. So, number one, Cheerwine?
Actually, no. I think I like this one.
The Hippo?
Yes.
Perfect.
Hippo. I mean, I think the Cheerwine, if it's there, I think I would drink it, but I don't know if I'd go and buy it. But I definitely would go for this one, the Hippo. Yeah.
Nice.
Size. I like that one.
My number one is this American.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Just seems more Standard, like a standard root beer?
I could do that with like hot dogs, ketchup, mustard, and fries. That's what it reminds me of, summer.
Well, thank you for letting me try those out. I don't think I would have tried them otherwise. Now I know what I'm going to go for next time.
Tell me a little bit about your story. Tell me about Miyowasiwin.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm mispronouncing it.
No, that's okay. It happens all the time, and there's nothing wrong with it. At least you're trying to say it. How I pronounce it is Miyosiwin.
Okay.
And Miyosiwin means beauty in Cree. And I'm from George Gordon First Nation here in Saskatchewan, born and raised in Regina. And I went to school here, I went through university here, I went through the First Nations University. I went to hair school way back in 2004 and got my diploma in cosmetology. Been doing hair for over 13 years now. But what I noticed when I was working in the salon was that a lot of First Nation clients, it was like, I don't know, because I'm First Nation, they were drawn to come to me. So I had a lot of First Nation clientele. But then I also noticed that some of the other staff wouldn't treat some of their clients. You could tell there was a gap in the industry. They weren't treated the same way. And that bothered me as a First Nation person. I don't visibly look First Nation. I am half. So I don't know if they just felt, I actually had a coworker tell me one time that, oh, you're not like them, or, you know, it's not the same with you. And I'm like, why? Because I work? You don't think they work? Or is it because I'm whiter skin tone? And because they're noticeably First Nation, that you automatically just put up this guard towards them. So that really bothered me. I noticed that when I was working at different places. And then when I decided to go through university, I went through the First Nations University. I kind of put that, my personal experience, mixed with the classes that I was taking, and I focused on, I was going through business school, right? The School of Business at the First Nations University, and all of our projects were based on First Nation communities. And so I knew I wanted to open up my own salon. So I would just focus on that, and I was able to tie in my culture in with everything that I was able to work on through university. Naming the salon Miyowasiwin really just came from wanting to showcase my culture in a positive light. Meaning, it's so simple. Miyosiwin means beauty. Once you get the hang of how to say it, you know what that word means in Cree, right? So I'm slowly, I'm not teaching people, but I'm making it aware that every culture has their own meanings, right?
My apologies for mispronouncing it.
No.
I've heard about 3 different versions.
Yeah, no, that's fine, but that's how everybody learns, right? You know, like it's good to put that awareness out there, and there's nothing wrong with pronouncing it the way that you pronounce it. Everybody can pronounce it differently, and that's fine, you know.
So you said before you even opened the store, when you previously worked, people were drawn to you. Was it?
Yes.
Was it something that you could connect with them personally on a level?
Yes. It's about
happened?
trust and knowledge, right? So I didn't grow up learning a lot of my First Nation traditions. I learned a lot of it through my husband and his family. You know, when I was growing up, we smudged. We did certain things that that were part of our First Nation traditions, but I was introduced to a lot of it as I was a teenager. My husband and I have been together for 18 years. So I was a teenager, and, you know, they are the ones who introduced me to sweats. They're the ones who invited me out to, like, the rain dance. And so I learned all of that growing up as a teen. And so I learned a lot through that time. And that helped me really see what was different, right? And what I could learn from and change, not change, but implement it into what I was doing. So for my clients, it just developed that level of trust and respect. And when they would come in to see me, I would take the time that was needed to build the trust. So for instance, somebody comes in with super long hair and they tell me it's been like 2 years, 2, 3, I don't even know the last time I had a haircut. And then, and I say, why? Like, why haven't you come in for a cut for so long? And they'll say something like, I had a bad experience. They chopped off 7 inches and I only wanted a trim. And so you hear that a lot. And I think just understanding the connection of hair to culture and to spirituality, that's a big significance in First Nation culture. And
how so?
So my son has a braid. My husband has a braid. They both have long hair, and what my husband was taught was that you have it gives you strength as an individual. You're more connected to Mother Earth. And I've even heard from other people too, the longer your hair is, the closer it is to Mother Earth, right? The length.
Okay.
It holds a lot of strength in there, and it connects you to your spirituality. So, and it's different for every culture. Everybody does something a little bit different. And even though you can put them in a group, First Nation people, there's different tribes, there's different cultures, there's different ways that they were brought up when it relates to hair. So I always like to listen to everybody's story as what they were brought up with. Some people will bury their hair, some people will burn it. I've heard in some cultures that
like they'll collect their hair after it's been cut.
after, and that's something that we offer. We offer them to take their hair home. And I've had people who are kind of taken back by it when they first hear me say that, because they've gone into places where they might have asked for their hair and the hairdresser will be like, what do you want your hair for? Like they get this weird response. So some of the times they don't even like to ask for their hair. So it's out of courtesy and respect that we offer, that we say, do you want to take your hair home? Because sometimes they will think that they're not going to take it home. And I've had this happen a few times where I've offered it and then at the end they say, oh no, that's fine. And at the end of the service they'll say, actually, yes, I'll take my hair, right? So we're giving them that space of respect so that they feel comfortable to be able to follow their traditions. It's not like we offer anything different. And we get that question all the time, and it's not our haircuts aren't different, they're just the same across the board. It's just how we present ourselves, and in the fact that we have the knowledge to know that people follow certain traditions, and that we respect that they're in our chair and that their hair is sacred. So if they just want to trim and they only want to take off the split ends to maybe another hairstylist, that means 6 inches. That might be, right? And that could be their reasoning as to why they chopped 6 inches off. But for us, it's more about the consultation and saying, well, you just want the split ends off, but that looks more like this. And it's actually explaining to them and reasoning to them why you might want to do something to their hair, because it's going to make it better in the long run, right? It sets us apart, I think.
Are you sharing those listening techniques and those questions with your staff or
Yes.
with other practitioners who are cutting hair? Like, do people come to you and say, how do I do this? Are they asking to learn from you now?
Oh, yes, we do get that, definitely. We even get clients who ask too, so we are the experts, right? Like we're the ones who were trained to do hair. And so what I tell my staff is that you're the expert, so you're going to tell your client what they need, but you want to make sure that they're comfortable with it, because that's what we provide. We provide an experience. right? It's not just come and get your hair cut and then you're gone, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's we do everything from start to finish. We wash your hair, we make you feel comfortable, we will cut it, we'll bag it up for you. You can take it if you want it, you know, so, and then we'll style your hair after.
So sitting across the desk from me, I'm kind of laughing because I'm a bald guy. I can't remember the last time I got a haircut. I think I shaved my head when I was 17 just because it was going away. It wasn't coming back. But
Yeah.
one thing was I'd heard about your salon.
Mm-hmm.
I've never needed a haircut, but I've heard so many positive things,
Mm-hmm.
and all these things led to quite the reputation in the area, in the warehouse district, in downtown.
Yeah.
I'd heard all these things. So it feels like your efforts are still driving that.
Yeah.
But then there was the fire.
Yes.
So what happened?
What happened with the fire?
Yeah, like I know some people said, "Oh, there was a fire, but they'll rebuild,
Yes.
or there might be a GoFundMe." What's going on now?
So, well, there's still a lot going on. Like, we're still dealing with insurance. So the fire originally started at Lang's. It ended up jumping over into our attic, and it came down in through our laundry room. So we experienced fire, not a whole lot of fire, but mostly in the attic, and then a lot of smoke and water damage. So pretty much all of our equipment needs to be replaced. So we're dealing with insurance right now to go over what would be covered and what isn't. So that's still unclear. It's a lot of back and forth. I had to itemize every single item that was in the salon, and then provide it to my adjuster, who is kind of the middleman who works with my insurance company. So he reviews everything, and then he sends, I guess, like a recommendation to the insurance company, and then they go over what I'm eligible for replacement. So that's kind of a long process. Then we also have the part of my landlords. So we were leasing the space, and so the insurance will cover portions of like bills that need to be paid that I can't cancel. So we're working kind of trying to figure out what I'm still paying for, because that's still kind of up in the air, and all of a sudden a bill will come out of my bank and I'm like, oh, I forgot about that, right? Or I didn't know that I still had to pay that. So it's kind of a lot of back and forth trying to figure out what's covered and what isn't. What originally we did do, I had a couple of friends who started a GoFundMe page for us right off the bat, because things are so unknown, and we know it takes forever when you're dealing with insurance.
Mm-hmm.
So my main concern was taking care of my staff. We do have interruption insurance, which means that they're supposed to be paying us for wage loss. But it gets very sticky when it comes to staff who are on commission. They're not salary, so they're on commission, which means it's hard for them to predict how much they would be losing out if we were going forward. The downside to it all is that we've only been in business for just over a year. A year and a month we were in business for.
Yeah.
And then this happened. So we just broke even a few months prior, and we were just starting to make a profit. So,
That's a heartbreaker.
So it was very difficult, a very minimal profit. I mean, for the month, if you look month to month, right? But they say, your first 2 to 3 years, you're not making any money. And of course, we anticipated that, but we had a plan, right? But now let's kind of put a stop to our plan. And I didn't want to lose my staff. So there was a GoFundMe, and that was to help out my staff for that month that had happened, or for however long we needed to. They didn't want to work anywhere else. We didn't know what was going on. I kind of told them to just wait until I can deal with insurance, but that took like 4 weeks to even get an answer from them. So the GoFundMe helped them pay their bills. And there's still some money that we have banked from the GoFundMe, and that's staying in the savings until we can figure out what we need going forward. And if my staff need help with anything from this point that's going towards to help them. So so it has helped so much.
The support from the community.
Yes, we went out to a couple events for Mother's Day. We were able to get back together as a team, and we were able to do services at like a Mother's Day event for 2 communities so far. So it was nice to get together and work as a team again, because everyone's just kind of, I guess, trying to enjoy their summer. I don't know how else to explain it. I mean, we're trying to look at the positive side of it all right now. You know, even though the business was destroyed and we have to start over again, this gives myself the opportunity to spend some time with my kids through the summer. We actually posted on Facebook, trying to make light of it all, that I think my husband put a posting up of hottest salon 2018, and we had a picture with the firemen putting out our fires. So, but in hopes that we'll reopen for fall. I'm hoping we can reach out to those businesses and those individuals who've offered their support, and have an amazing grand opening. I think a reopening would be great. So
awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't have to be First Nations to go to your salon.
No,
though.
you don't.
Anyone can go.
Anyone can go, yes.
I think that's important to note.
Yes, yeah. Now, you know, we do get that question a lot. And I think when we first opened, that was something that we struggled with, because we did focus on the fact that we're Indigenous. I think people just automatically think that, well, I can't go there because I'm not First Nation. But that's not, it's just like if you're going to go to the First Nations University to take classes. It's the same thing. You don't have to be First Nation to go there. It's, we still offer the same services that any other salon would offer. The only difference is that we promote Indigenous culture in a positive light, and we like sharing that with other people. And it's not like you come in and we're going to talk about First Nation people. You come in, we're a regular salon spa. You know, you're going to get all the services you would any other place. It's the experience that you're going to love when you come in. So when we reopen, we're going to be better than we were before.
Hit the ground running.
Yes, for sure.
That's awesome.
Yes, thank you for having me. I'm glad you think it's great.
Well, Jen, I want to thank you for coming on the podcast today. Thanks for joining us, Rebels. If you want to find out the latest news about Rebellion Brewing, be sure to check us out on Facebook, Instagram, or Untapped. Thank you for joining the Rebellion.
Oh, come on, man, pick up your